Oh, Beavers. We are back with more Overwatch tonight. We are entering late into this matchup. I believe map 1 has already been played. That was Lijiang Tower. MTSU Bolt versus BVU Navy. Navy did fall to MTSU Bolt on map 1 Lijiang. Now we are moving on to map 2 Esperanza. And roll back for the I can't see them. They are typing the bans into NECC match chat. Excuse me there. We are down 0-1 at the moment. And people are starting to ready up, so it looks like we are going to be getting into the game soon. So I'm going to throw y'all on a break screen real quick, and then we are going to get right into the game. Actually, I do have it up here. So it is on Ishbra, and it looks like the banned heroes, at least from what I can see here, are Moira and Venture. Now, it does make sense for the Moira and Venture bans. I know that sometimes BVU Navy can sometimes struggle with a diving Venture, and it also makes sense for their Moira ban, because we do have our very own Stardust and Plants, who does like to play the Moira.
Initiating match.
Gotta throw y'all on the game quick. Aim for the opponent. I didn't do that before. Goodness gracious. Not prepared.
Ready for battle.
Don't know their mascot, so I'm guess you. Hopefully they are fine with that. Alrighty, so we have got the Ishbra going. Looks like for our Beavers, we're going to be running Ice Storm on the Soldier, Wax Chunk on the May, Aquafina on the Roadhog, Zeppy KC on the Lucio, and Jupiter on the Kiriko. So it looks like we have our Soldier going up onto height. You're actually going to be taking fight on stairs. It looks like we do have... They got opening pick on our Lucio. Their Tracer is kind of in our back. They used Re to get back up onto bridge. We are still down 1 in this fight. Looks like Jupiter is going low. We are almost down both heals. We are down both heals. Jupiter trades out with Biscuit, but Solar gets the pick on Jupiter. We are down both supports in this fight, and the Roadhog is burning. That Mauga is just shredding through the Roadhog. Mauga charging in towards the Soldier, trying to pressure him out. It does look like our Lucio is back, but Wax Chunk is hurting. That Mauga burn is doing a lot of work. Tried to wall off the Mauga, but Mauga gets the charge through. Aquafina burning once again. Looks like we're continuing to fight under this bridge. They are just pushing. Solar's in a bad spot here, and we do get the pick on him. Ice Storm getting Solar out, so that is their Genji down. Good wall there, and we do have the tank slightly separated, but a Morph Field goes out. That protects the tank, allows him to get healed up. We hook the tank back into our team. Our Suzu goes out. We are looking for this Tracer hard. We are chasing the Tracer, but Tracer uses that re. Might be able to get out here. In the moment, Wax Junk gets the pick on the Baptiste. Our Hog in the back after trying to get that Tracer. It looks like he kind of gave up there. Understandable. Tracer does come back, and she's putting some pressure on Jupiter here. Jupiter does manage to TP out. Ice Storm turns around to look for this Tracer. We have our Kuriko ult going out. We do see Tracer Bomb, so that is one ult from either side at the moment. We do see Mauga getting pulled back in with a wall behind him, but that Immort Field goes out, and that protects him. We are in the cage, but our Lucio ult goes out, protecting us somewhat. We do see Blackthorn getting the pick on Ice Storm, and their Baptiste getting the pick on Wax Junk. We are down both DPS in this fight. We did use our Mei ult, so we used our Blizz. We do see that BAP window, and Mauga through the BAP window was just burning Aquafina, and Jupiter goes down to Biscuit. It does appear that this team does have some competent dive DPS, even when we got the Venture ban out. Close to taking lead, but they do maintain it. We are forced out of our cryo, so we don't have that to protect us. Blackthorn popping up. Ice Storm using his ult on high gets the Baptiste out of the fight. Looks like we're running onto this Mauga. Mauga does get walled off. Can we converge on this Mauga hard enough? No, Solar's just walking into our back line. We do have Suzu going out. Tracer does manage to get out from that. Solar is still just kind of picking at us from the side. Ice Storm getting a good pick on that Tracer there. We are up one in the fight currently. We see the Genji is still on this side. Wax Chunks with the beam, getting some good pressure on him. Our Suzu does go out, though. Mauga gets pulled in, hits his charge. We are forced into cryo, but Aquafina pops his ult, trying to create some space, separates the tank from the rest of his team, but that Kiri can converge onto him with the TP. Mauga does get pulled in, but he has another cage, and unfortunately, we are antied inside that cage and die. Wax Chunk goes into cryo. Kiriko goes in to try and save our Roadhog, but Roadhog does go down, as well as our Kiriko. Wax Chunks does go down, unfortunately, as well, and that's going to be a big stagger on Wax Chunk, unfortunate. Not a lot of movement of the barricade either way. It's a lot of fighting on point. Aquafina does swap off of the Roadhog, going for a Mauga match. However, with their Ana, I think that the Mauga match might hurt a little bit. And as we do see, our Mauga is brought low. We do Suzu him. Their Mauga makes a really big charge into our backline. However, the Kiri TP can go and support him. Their Kiri does use their Kitsune Rush. We managed to freeze their Mauga and get the pick on him. Racer is deep in our backline, and deep in our team, and they do go down for it. It is down to just Solar, and Solar is brought down. We have control of the bot now, but they are going to be back on this bridge by the time that we get there. Looks like the next fight is going to happen on this bridge. Actually, they do swap off of the Mauga match. They are going to an Orisa. Orisa is a larger target for the Maug, but they do have the jab spin and gold, which prevent the fire damage. Or fire crits, rather. Aquafina kind of split, doesn't know which direction to look in because their team is playing split. Looks like they did switch off of the off of the Tracer and onto a Junkrat, and we did get see Aquafina in the trap there, but they do get out of it alive. Kiriko Suzu does go out. Their DPS and Kiriko are just holding up on this high ground, allowing their tank to just walk through our back. However, since they are walking so far back, they are giving us space to walk up with bot. We see Ice Storm going down to Shuck there. We see our very own Blizz going out. The nanoed Orisa hits the gold, does not get frozen. We do see the Orisa ult going out, getting ZBKC. That is down a support in this fight. We do have Kiriko at the moment, but Kiriko does go down as well as Wax Chunks. It is down to just Aquafina, and Aquafina does go down. So that is MTSU control of the bot again. However, we did get a very, very good push. We have a lot of distance on MTSU. Looks like we are back. No swaps from our Beavers so far this match. Well, other than the Roadhog. We do see Kitsune go out, and it is a Kitsune match that is fairly common in these matches here. We do see a bit of a botched wall on their Orisa there. However, their Kitsune was out last, so that stays longer. We do see Ice Storm going for the Soldier ult on top. Does get a pick with it. We are down 1, but Biscuit takes ZBKC out. We are up 2 at the moment. It is just, and that is the TK other than Biscuit. Biscuit drops down. He could have stayed hidden, but he drops down and hard staggers himself. He could have stayed hidden and waited for the rest of his team to arrive. He might have been trying to die out sooner, but unfortunately, it's just that hard of a stagger. We do see a swap from the Baptiste onto a Wu Yang. Makes a lot of sense, especially with the comp that they are running. We do see Genji Blade going out. However, we do have the Lucio beat to counter that. That is an ult for ult match, and they don't get anything with their Genji ult. They die. Jupiter wins the 1v1 with the Kiriko, but it is traded out by Chuck. They are both down 1 support. However, we are up a DPS from them. We see Biscuit swapping off of the Junkrat onto the Reaper, holding this high. He's going to be looking for just a tank shred roll on this Mauga. We do see a TP back from the Reaper here. Ice Storm looking for him. Aquafina does get Suzu'd by our Kiriko, so that we are down the Kiri Suzu at the moment. Aquafina brought very low. Spear goes out for Aquafina, doesn't find him. Aquafina still very, very low here, and we see the Orisa ult here, bringing 2 of us down, and Aquafina low. Aquafina just needs to die out here. There it is. Thankfully, he got on the same respawn cycle as the rest of his team. What I think MTSU should have really done was he was last, and they should have just staggered him, you know, just stare at him. We actually did that in our last match, white team. You know, get them on a different respawn cycle. Get them 10 seconds later than the rest of their team. They're going to be down tank. We do see MTSU picking it up, bringing some ground up. However, it's only 10 seconds left. It looks like we're going to enter into OT. We do see it's kind of an ult up here, which does make a lot of sense. We see the Wu Yang ult going out, doesn't stun anybody. Biscuit hits a ult, but it doesn't kill anyone. We have our Mei on point. However, that is essentially a TK. It is just Jupiter, and she can't get out. That is a hard stagger from Jupiter. Overtime, they're going to have to be playing up a lot. However, Chucky's staying on. We do see Ice Storm going for the touch, gets taken down. They are kind of feeding in at the moment. ZBKC last on point. They are dead. They're trying to keep touches. They're trying to keep touches, but they are just staggering in 1 by 1, and it's a 1v5. They're just getting killed. So MTSU Bolt wins. I am actually going to change that to Bolt. see some GGs in chat. Always nice to see. Always nice to see some of those good manners. So that is unfortunately 2-0, and this is best of 3. So that is both maps down against our Beavers. So in a best of 3, that is going to be the win for MTSU Bolt. Now, this is tournament style, so there is at least one more game after this. If our Beavers win our next game, then we will have a third. And if we lose our next game, then that will be the night. But yeah, we saw some very good plays there. It got down to the wire. It got down to overtime at the very end. And we had to, I saw the ideas with the touches, but unfortunately, everybody that was touching just instantly died. You know, they were just kind of staggering in, walking in one by one. I don't think a coordinated push would have been possible. So the stagger makes sense to try and make anything work to keep that overtime clock running, and prevent any movement forward. But unfortunately, that's kind of not how it panned out. So that is going to be this map. I'm going to throw y'all in an intermission screen until the next game.
Am I dumb, stupid, or...
Sorry about that. Alrighty, hello again, Beavers. Sorry for the really long wait. We were waiting on NECC to update the verify the match results so that we could actually know who we are going against confirmed and get into the lobby with them. We are confirmed going against University of Montana Esports Grizz Silver. We do not have the Grizz logo, so we are using University of Montana, best that we have. And so, yeah, for game 2, we're going to be going against Grizz Silver team. This is going to be BVU Navy versus Grizz Silver, and are waiting to up soon as I can. I'm going to get back with y'all once we are actually into the lobby and into games. But until then, you're unfortunately going to have to go back onto a intermission. Thank you for your patience. Alrighty, we are back into the games now. We are in the lobby. We are making sure that we have everybody situated correctly and that we are getting into our games. Going to need additional second here. Alrighty, sorry about that. I just had to be a bit of a stickler for the rules, make sure that we were in the correct order for our match. It's better to be stickler on the rules than to possibly get this map taken off of us or even disqualified from this tourney because of messed up orders. But we are back in our correct order. We have Ice Storm and Wax on DS, Aquafina on the tank, and Seppi on the support role. We also, and for the Riz Silver, we have Taco Dove and Battlefield on the DPS. Didri Games on the tank, and Smilk and Neurotoxin as a support. So it looks like since Grizz is home, they do have the first map pick, so they do choose Ilios. And I believe if they are home, they also get first ban, so that might be seen in this game chat. It might also be in NECC chat, but either way, we will be able to see down here who the bans are. And see Jupiter down here, our Navy team captain, making sure that Poetic Muse is on the red spec only, because if they were on all spec, even if they, don't have, even if they say muted, or if they don't spec the enemy team, that can still be grounds for disqualification. So we want to make sure that everything is in order before we start getting into those games. Because just earlier we had to make some tickets with admins for our NECC games for the tourney. We have the Mr. Feed in chat saying, "Can't wait to see my boy Trev carry." That would be Ice Storm, Mr. Feed. Strange username. I feel like I might know it from somewhere, like some sort of Overwatch BVU white team or something. Maybe like a support that constantly throws. I don't know. Maybe. I'm just kidding with you, Mr. Feed. We do see some bans go out. So our team does ban the Lucio, and they have banned Orisa. I haven't looked at their career profiles, but I'm assuming that these are kind of target bans on their supports here. Might as well look since we can. So we do see kind of the only character they play being the Lucio, and looks like they also have an Alari Moira, so that is a target ban on Smilk, fortunately. However, their ban was also a target ban. As we can see, we have kind of an Orisa here, so it does look like we are readying up, so we are going to be getting into the game here.
Now arriving at Ilios.
So we are going to be starting Ilios.
Match.
So this is going to be the first point for Ilios. This is one of the more open Ilios maps. It does have this bowl in the center that the point is going to be centered around. And waiting till the assembly phase is over, and it looks like we are running the Junkrat for Ice Storm. Wax Junks on the Sojourn. Aquafina starting the Roadhog once again. Going to be walking out on Hog. Jupiter on the Lifeweaver, and Zebby KC on the Brigida. I know Zebby does like to play the Lucio, so there is some of the self-ban there, but... And we do actually see a swap here. We have Aquafina on the Ram now instead of walking out on Hog. probably would be a good choice for this map. Would want that shield, especially on long. Your hook's not going to get as much utility as on other Ilios maps. We do see Didri Games on the ROM match. However, they do have a Pharah. Hopefully our Wax Chunk can take care of that as our hit scan. Both shields are up on their respective longs. We do have a Bastion on the enemy team there. Their Baptiste when Mortfield does go out, so that means that they are down a big support util. Hopefully we can get a pick with that. Aquafina getting a pick on Battlefield. We see their Pharah going down to Wax Chunks. WKC getting their support, so it as a support pick. Wax Chunk getting a double on Didri and on Neurotoxin. That is a TK. That is very, very strong lead from our Beavers here to start. Great first fight there. Now we do see Grizz being walking up through this main. We do see their Soldier, however, going on a flank, getting our Wax Chunk. That's going to be a bad first pick for us. We do see Ice Storm getting the pick on Taco on the Soldiers. That is a very good trade there. Wax is going to be back much sooner than the Soldier. Soldier does have that sprint, but our Wax does have their slide. Our Battlefield does go down there. Main DBS on the Bastion. However, Aquafina in a big Nem taking down the Immort Field, which allows him to bring down the Baptiste. Ice Storm does use their tire. Goes up on roof. Jumps down. It's looking for a support pick, and it does get Smilk. They're down their Juno and their Reaper. So that is a huge ult there from Ice Storm. And they're just going to have to regroup this. We do see some swaps. Neurotoxin now off of the... Actually, we see almost full swap. They are now on the Bastion, have swapped places. Ash now. Didri Games now on the Mauga. Smilk still on the Juno, but Neurotoxin switching to the Moira, going for more survivability here. They do have... I mean, Bap does have the survivability abilities, but Moira can just kind of get out of jail free card. They're going to have to... At 90%, they're going to have to make something happen, but Didri just can't force in safely because two of them are down, and that does cause Didri to go down, as well as Ice Storm getting the pick on Smilk. It is down to just their Ash, and Ash is brought down by Wax.
This ends now.
And we had ults there. We had 3, almost all 5. So we absolutely needed to win that. If we had lost with 5 ults at 90-0. That would have been sad. Alrighty, we do see the swap up to Ilios Well. And I wonder why it's called Well. Maybe Big Hole. Mr. Feed, it was snowing. Trev was making sure that it was snowing. And as expected, we see Aquafina swap to his Roadhog. Hopefully you can make something happen with it. Hopefully we see some big environmentals. Other than that, we do have the same lineup. They have switched up again. Taco's back on the Soldier. Battlefield now is on the Genji. Who's not really expecting that. He didn't seem like much of a diver. Aquafina holding up on this, holding up on Well, hoping for an environmental. We do see Soldier starting to walk up towards Cage. But Aquafina meets him there. We do have control of Cage right now. Soldier going on a bit of a flank over to the side, but it's brought down by Ice Storm. And Aquafina does get the environmental on Didri. Okay, we are chasing Smilk, and we do get the stagger on them. Hopefully we can also chase this Genji. Now it does look like he gets out. We are holding close up on this corner. We do get the pull on Rom into a trap, which does allow us to kill him, but put every burst into him that we had. Neurotoxin doing some weird tick damage, but that's just what Moiras do. They're down their tank in this fight, which means that they're not going to be able to do anything until that tank comes back. We do see Ice Storm using that ult, riding along the roofs. And unfortunately, they just did not walk out of the spawn doors. Fat tire. I'm assuming that was last match because of that 3-minute delay. So it was indeed a huge tire. Unfortunately, this one was not. Not on his fault though. Just they didn't need him there. However, that tire did give us a lot of time, allowing us to go to 76 before they even get onto point. Our tree does go up. However, it was kind of locking them into the soldier. We do see that soldier ult go out, and Zeppy does bring down their support, but it is traded out by the Rom, but Rom is environmental. It is just Ice Storm and Aquafina on point right now. And Aquafina tries to get an environmental on the soldier, but soldier does take him down. Wax and Jupiter are now back. Jupiter trying to keep Wax up as they fight with the soldier, but Ice Storm doesn't care about the 1v1. He comes in, he takes down soldier. Ice Storm killing Neurotoxin as well. Ice Storm is popping off. Wax Chunks taking down Smilk, and that does give us enough time. With Wax ulting and the Brig ult as well, they don't have enough time to get on, even with a Genji dash. So that is the map win for BV.
Play of the game.
And understandably, Ice Storm getting the play of the game here. And it does look like it's going to be the fat tire. Actually, never mind. It was just a clean play. That was just a clean play. Wow. Okay, Bryson. Okay, Mr. Feed. Okay. So yeah, that's GM's. That is Ilio secured. Saw some great plays from our Beavers there. Ice Storm popping off. Carrion. Got a 4K that last point. Allowed them to secure the point almost entirely themselves. And we actually do see a swap up. We see Wax getting subbed out and Poetic Muse getting subbed in. Poetic Muse is a new player here at BVU. They are a previous student, but they are new into the esports program and also new into Overwatch. So we are excited to see how they're going to be playing. And as Nightbot has kindly put into chat, there's a Teltify donate link to fund children's cancer research. Any donation $1 to $5 is ideal. That they have said themselves. You can donate as much as you want, but even if you're only able to donate $1, every single dollar counts. Every single dollar matters. I do hope that link is still active. If it is, then that is a great cause that I absolutely want to support and want to push out as much as I can. But if it's not active, then that's just kind of unfortunate. Now, we do see getting back into the game here, as we see Poetic Muse now on the roster. They have picked Ishbra. So, Ishbra is going to be interesting. As we saw when we started stream, Ishbra was the map that we had lost on very closely in overtime our last game. Hopefully, we will kind of lock in and get the win on Ishbra this time. And very understandably, they banned the Junkrat. So they do ban Junk. Ice Storm is shaking and crying, but it's okay. It's okay. His tires were too fat. His bombs were too boomy. He hit too many big booms. Very sad for Ice Storm, but alas. That's just a compliment to him. Your main gets banned. Makes sense that they would that should feel good. My goat with the Podog, absolutely. Now, we are banning the Genji here. I don't understand that a lot. I doxed you because you're a dummy head. Sorry, Mr. Fade. But now we tried to ban Genji. First of all, not possible. You have to ban from a different role. Because they banned Junkrat and he's a yes, we could not ban Genji, who is also DPS. But even then, their Genji, no offense to him, wasn't doing a whole lot that game. So I don't really understand the Genji ban there. If anything, the ROM seems to be like a clutch pick and like what they are used to. So a ROM ban would make a lot of sense there. Their support, like Juno, they were constantly on Juno. Juno's speed allowing them to just kind of walk around, that would make sense as a ban. But then again, I'm just speculating. Ban the Ana. Okay, so I think if they're banning Ana and if they tried to ban Genji, might be seeing Aqua on the Mauga walking out. He might try the Roadhog, but his picks were mostly environmental on that point. Because Ilios, well, Grizz just did not keep in mind the fact that there was a big hole there that they can get dragged into, and so they played on the other side of the hole, and they just got pulled in. So I don't know if the Roadhog will work as well on Ishbra as it did on Ilios, so I think, especially if they're banning the Ana, a Mauga would be good for Aquafina here. Alright, it looks like we were readied up, so we are going to be getting into the game.
Welcome to Esperanza.
As we all saw, because
match.
you all were here watching from the very beginning of the stream. Oh, right. But yeah, Ishbra, big ol' robot. 2 barriers. Push barrier. End of map. Win. Or just whenever the time runs out, like it did last time in overtime, whoever has the farthest push wins. So even if you only get to about here, and it's further than the enemy team, you still could win it. They are target banning your boy. However, didn't you get target banned in our match? I don't remember. Interesting. We see Ice Storm on the Soldier, which we saw before. Poetic Muse now on the Mei. I know Poetic Muse has been practicing their Mei, so hopefully some big gamer plays from her there. Aquafina on the Orisa. As soon as Orisa was playable, you know they gotta bring it out. You know they gotta bring that Orisa out. As well as Jupiter and Zebi on their somewhat mains. I know Jupiter does like their Moira, but the Kiri makes a lot of sense in this situation. It does look like we have almost the same DPS and support lineups. However, they do have that Genji, and we have the horse into the... Goodness gracious! A horse into the Ramatra. I just can't speak. Now, a horse is a very good play into their ROM. And we see their Genji does a little bit of damage and gets out for free. Poetic Muse, let's get the first pick on their Soldier. A good opening pick there, as well as Aquafina getting the pick on Battlefield. That is down their Genji. Hopefully we can finish off that ROM. We did see Poetic Muse dropping that wall at the perfect time to allow them to get that pick on the tank as well as the Hiriko. Big plays from our Beavers here. Looks like we are holding up in this side room. do see Ice Storm pulling up on bridge. May wall to kind of block them off and wait them out. We do see Suzu go out, but we saw that Suzu went out, so we waited for it to be over, and that allowed us to get the pick on the Kiriko. Smoke getting a pick on Ice Storm, so we are down our DPS, but Aquafina gets the trade on it. Soldier kind of rotating around. Our Arissa's in a bad spot. She does die there, but Zeppy gets the tank trade. Zeppy going wild. Lucio 1v1s are always crazy. We do see there, Genji does get the pick on our Kiriko. So it is just our DPS and Zeppy on point here. Their tank will be back before ours, I believe. Actually, no, they get back at around the same time. We do fall off a bit, so they do take control of point. Kitsune match from both sides, as well as, actually it's just both support ults from both sides. That Rom didn't get enough done with it. We do see that Suzu go out, so hopefully we can focus on the Kiriko here. Focus on the Kiriko here. More than just Zeppy. Focus on, thank you. Ice Storm holding up on this balcony. Getting a good angle on them. Dropping down, however, he drops down into 3. Hopefully he can rotate out around. He can get some help here from Zeppy. Zeppy pushing them back. Ice Storm is mad at them for being there for his drop, so he ults out, gets the pick on the Soldier. And we do see Aquafina pulling them into the freeze there. Turn on Smilk, thank you. Poetic Muse getting the pick on Smilk there with their ult. And pushing the Pharah out with the spear, preventing any sort of touch. And that is BVU. Win. Since that is map 2, best of 3, that is going to be the, that's going to be the game. Very, very good games there. Our Beavers. Huge, huge plays. So that is going to be that game. But since it is tourney style and we have now won this match, believe we should be in for a third if I'm thinking of that correctly. I'm going to actually check with the team real quick, and then I will be right back. Alrighty, so it is confirmed we do have another match for tonight. Our Beavers thought that they were done. They started getting off of Overwatch, started getting off of their PCs even. And I had to rope them back in, say, you know, you have another game. You have another game. You just won. And because it's best of 3, you will have another game. So they are going to be going up against either Arkansas State or MTSU, depending on who wins or loses that fight, like that match. So we are waiting on the game to be finished and for the scores to get verified before we will able to have our next map, or like our next match. So it's possible that we go up against MTSU, who we just lost to a game ago, or we could be facing someone new, being Arkansas State. Not sure at the moment. We're going to have to wait for those games to be over and for the scores to get verified. But in the meantime, I'm going to throw you all back onto another intermission screen. Very sorry for how long the intermissions have been, but that's just unfortunately how tourneys go. So, see you later. Hopefully. Well, hopefully soon. I'll definitely see you later. Alrighty, Beavers. Hello. Welcome back. Finally, we are back into Overwatch. We have our Beavers over here, and if I will fix it for once, we have Arkansas, Scarlet, Arkansas, Scarlet. So we are hoping for some good games today. This is our third map, third and final, whether we win or lose. So we are just, we're waiting for the game to start for map picks and character bans and all that jazz. But up until then, we are going to be waiting. There we go. Have to set that in the chat. Looks like all of the talking is going to be happening in NECC chat in League OS, which does make sense. It's easier to regulate from there because those records are kept rather than the match chat records, which can only be kept if you have screenshots of them. So we will not be seeing bans up until I open this here. So we see an Echo ban and a Reinhardt ban. Very interesting bans. Actually, I might check this. And it does make some sense. Their hero level, they are the highest on the Reinhardt. But the Echo ban is interesting, actually. Not sure. And also, I'm not sure if I full Reinhardt ban, if that is our ban in... Because if that is our ban, we like Orisa Ramatra, which are both pretty good against the Reinhardt. However, if our ban was on the Echo, it might be because they have Echo. Yes. Echo might have been our ban because we do that they have Echo. But looking at it here, kind of a Cass. Who knows? Who knows? Alrighty. Yep, we have the yippee from Mr. Feed in chat. All our Beavers are yapping. Goodness gracious. So it does look like it's going to be Lijiang's start since we have the bans in already. Since the bans are in already, it would make sense that the map is already set to be Lijiang. So everybody's readying up, and we are going to be starting the match here in a second. We love the energy. Thank you, Mr. Feed, our Twitch chat. Beavers for the win. We hope so. We hope so. Now, these folks that we are going up against now just lost to the people that we lost to previously. So hopefully this is going to be a very close game.
Now arriving at
Because a close game is what we like to see. We like our Beavers being up to a bit of a challenge.
Match.
Oh. don't know what. Oh. Oh. That's not heroes banned. That's the only heroes available are Echo Reinhardt. Oh no. Oh goodness. I don't think that's how it's supposed to be. Need to be the heroes that are not available. These are the only available heroes. Probably. There we go, disabled.
Now arriving at Yijiang Tower.
Now, hopefully,
Initiating.
he will actually have, you know, the right any heroes available actually, and because of it, you know, being messed up, it did refresh the map. It's no longer in Control Center. We're not going to be on Garden for first. Yizhang.
Ready for battle.
Ooh, okay. So we have Wax Chunk on the Metro. We're going to be seeing a Sim TP from probably this door up to window. Then they're going to drop on and take control of point, holding up onto bridge if they are pushing bridge, or control this doorway if they start pushing white room.
Round one.
Now they do have a hog, so Wax and Zeppy are going to have the most problems here, because that can eventually one-shot. Aquafina walking up onto bridge side, but it is on white room, so they does manage to rotate around fast enough. However, the Rog, their Soj on the on a bit of a flank here. Wax pressuring them off. Going back onto main with their team with the white room. Now we do have their tank kind of walled, but it's walled into the rest of their team. So not a whole lot of utility from that wall there. We do see we get 2 picks to start, one on a support, one and a DPS, and we do use that as an opportunity to kill the other support and the tank. Now I do believe Tracer's going to be able to get out here. Yep, especially with that boop, Tracer does get out. And we do see the Tracer swap onto a Junkrat and the tank swap off of the Roadhog and onto a Stig. Interesting play there, especially with them running Sim, Moira, and Daria. That is going to be 3 beams that can just eat through his Vortex. Now we are meeting them on at White Room again. Their tank is fully alone. That is a big wall. Can we get the pick on him? And we do. Their Kiriko TPs. Their Kiriko TPs, but doesn't find anything. We don't get the pick on the Kiriko. We could have kept walking in that Kiri, taking her out of the fight, but we don't, allowing her to come over to the Stoj and help her out. Debbie does take down the other support, but their Kiriko is still living. We just haven't converged on the Soj, or on this Kiri. We just need to look at her. Rog does get a pick on Wax, so we are down 1 DPS for this fight. Our Beavers are a little split. We are converged back on main. Tank is walled. Barrier's broken. They try to Vortex, but with the Mei as well, we have 4 beams. Ice Storm getting a pick on the tank as well as the Kiriko. Mr. Cool Guy taking down our Moira, but Wax trades it out. So we are up, and that is OT. They're not going to have touch. And that is first point 1.
Огонь по готовности. Score 0-1. Ready for battle.
All right, now we are actually on the control center. Oop. There we go. Now we are actually on control center. And we don't see any swaps so far from Arkansas. You see one swap there onto the Reap, and our Wax goes to Doge.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
Now, the Reap is on a bit of a flanked angle. Ice Storm swapping to the Junkrat. Junkrat is very, very strong on Lijiang Control Center. We usually run a Junkrat on Lijiang Control. Wax gets a good opening pick on their Junkrat, so that is, we are up our Junkrat. Their tank is playing a little bit separated from the team, but he does fall back, and their supports do walk up with him. Reaper is still over on that side, just waiting for an opportunity, and he does get that opportunity, getting some good damage on Wax, but he is forced to Wraith out. Tank is once again playing separated. He's starting to walk up onto team, but his supports are not there with him. Wu Yang coming in to support the Sigma here, along with the Kiriko. Kiriko going back to the DPS. Their tank is just not making a place. He's playing very passively, and which you cannot do against a Zarya. With Rock, Throg does take down Aquafina, so we are down tank, but Aquafina does get the pick on their Bastion, forgot his name. So we are down tank, which does allow them to take point. Now we do see they are holding up. They're holding pretty far back. Normally you'd want to be holding up onto doors to not allow them to do exactly what what Navy just did, which is take height. Ice Storm getting a good pick on their Wu Yang, as well as Aquafina killing their Bastion, but unfortunately that Sigma ult does get our Aquafina. Jupiter does take down one of their supports, and Ice Storm taking down a DPS. And tank goes down to Wax. And this pressure is allowing our Zarya to get back onto point. Ice Storm throws a tire out. Another Reaper pick with the tire, just like on Ilias. So even if it's just one person, a good ult is a good ult. We see Wax on a bit of a flank, on an off angle, which is exactly what Soja is supposed to do. We do see that Sigma barrier coming out to support them, but Wax does do the right thing there, which is burst down the barrier, so he does not have that for a few seconds. We do see that both of their DPS don't have a support with them, but they are pushing up on the high ground. Wu Yang coming up to support their DPS on high. We do see that Bastion coming out, bursting down our Aquafina, going down and popping his bubble. We do see a Reaper ult going out, doesn't find anybody, but does bring people down low. Our Junkrat taking down their Bastion. We have control of point. They have been pushing up. They bring it to 94-30 by the time they take it. Do you see us kind of walking through this low, even though taking the high is what worked for us before? We do see that Bastion go down to our Zoj ult. That is all 5 of us in that ult, taking down 2 of us, and getting the others low enough to where we go down. It is down to Wax and Zeppi, but they both go down. Mr. Cool Guy uses their ult there, a bit of an ult dump there, using the... They do not have Kiriko, Sigma, or Bastion now, as well as us using 3 there as well. Now, they don't have barrier, we're taking some height, but Mr. Cool Guy on that Bastion is just bursting down our supports. H2, boss man, taking down both of our supports here. This is probably going to be a losing fight, unfortunately, because we are down both supports and they are up both of theirs. And that is the fight. That is 1-1 now, bringing it to a third map for a tiebreaker round on Lijiang.
Score 1-1. Ready for battle.
They have this coming, so let's give it to them.
The dead tell intriguing tales, but my interest lies with the living.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Ice Storm on the Venture.
Capture the objective.
This fight is all that remains.
I'm switching to a POV now because I want to see this Venture gameplay. I do have a Venture on my team, a player who really likes to play Venture, so I'm interested to see this. I also play a little bit of Venture, but I'm not nearly as good with it. Now, once that Bastion comes out of turret, we're going to want to burst him down, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get him. Our Wax Chunk is brought a little low. Our support is, one of our supports is very critical, and unfortunately, too much pressure was put on Jupiter to where they were not able to support Aquafina. Aquafina does go down, and H2O Bossman, their Sigma does bring down Wax. In fact, let me check. Yes, that exact thing happened to me during our scrim. That Sigma perk where he can just launch you away and push you off the map. Actually, in that exact same spot too happened to me. Now we do see a Mauga swap. We see the Sim TP rush onto point. See a bit of a Sim bomb onto point. Is it going to be effective though? Now, the Mauga, I'm not sure about the Mauga switch here, especially with their Sigma and Bastion. We can burn the Bastion, but their Reaper and Bastion are just going to be focusing on our Mauga and being able to do a lot of damage to him. We do see Wax with a T3 beam being able to burn down a lot of that Sigma. Aquafina at full health able to charge in, do a lot of aggression here. And we are walking them back to their spawn doors. Hopefully we can get back safely. And we do, especially with that Lucio speed. Bastion looks like they're going for height. We are all watching on stair, and we do a rush down from height. Their Bastion throwing that down. Ice Storm getting a huge burrow, doing a lot of damage to a lot of the enemy team. Our Sim Wall does go up, preventing any utility from their burst. We do see Aquafina getting their DPS and support. They are having to rush off. That Kiriko TP to save the tank here. We are pushing them back to their spawn, but unfortunately that aggression is being matched too heavily, so they do take us down one. We are down one into this fight. Mauga in the middle of a 1v5. Cage is fully alone, but it's doing its job. Goodness gracious. Hopefully we can stagger this tank here. And we do, so they're not even going to be able to have their tank for their touch. We do see Kiriko getting onto the touch, but it doesn't matter. No one from their team can do anything, and that is
Defeat.
that is the map. GMs.
Play of the game.
And it does make sense. This makes a lot of sense. Their Sigma did have a really good play with that grab. A 5-man grab is a rare thing, but when it hits, goodness. There we go. My camera button wasn't working. So that is going to be map 1 for our Beavers. Very exciting there. It is full legal name doing commentary. Hello. It is The one and only. But yes, that is going to be map 1 for our Beavers. Very, very exciting there. So we are waiting with bated breath to see what the next bans and map pick is going to be. If I had to guess, they're probably gonna ban the Mauga. The Moira might be a possible ban as well. Also, actually, the Sim. The Sim was doing a lot of work. Wax on the Sim was putting in some serious work against that Sigma. Honestly, I don't know if the Czar is going to be a viable ban for them because of that Bastion being able to just burn him down. But I think Mauga's pressure as well as Sim's pressure are just going to be enough to where I think those will be the bans from their side. Now, what we're going to ban, I'm not sure. It does appear that HDO Bossman is really only confident on the Sigma because that's all that they've been playing tonight. Even when they were getting hard countered by full beam, they stayed on the Sig. So that would be a viable ban for our Beavers here to take that comfort pick away from him. But it's really just, at this point, waiting to see. Now we do see the map pick. It is going to be Ishbra. Esperanza is a very, very popular map. As the really only two options for this tourney in NECC are Ishbra, Esperanza, and New Queen Street. And New Queen Street is very niche. Not a lot of teams like New Queen Street, and not a lot of teams know how to play it. So a lot of the teams that in our divisions that BVU goes against are going to pick Ishbra. They're just confident on it. They're more competent with the map. White, personally, we have been going New Queen tonight. That worked out for us. So yeah. We're just waiting to see what the character bans are. There it is. They banned the Sim. Wax getting target banned. So sad. We banned Winston. Interesting. I'm gonna check his career profile because I don't know why we would. Okay. Well, I'm just as confused as you all are because we banned Winston and their tank has never played Winston. Ever. He has, I think, 10 minutes in competitive on Winston. So, interesting. But let's see how it goes. So, throw us on game cam just so I can be ready when the actual match starts. But actually, yeah, it's gonna be now because we're readying up. That is 1-0 for our Beavers right now. One map down. If we win this next one, then we win the night, or we win the match entirely, and that is going to be the night for us. Going to 2-1. If we lose, then we will be taking another map.
Welcome to
Being I believe it's a flashpoint choice. Not really choice because it's just Saravasa.
Initiating match.
But hopefully we don't have to take it to a third map. Hopefully our Beavers can log it in on Ishbra like we have been tonight. Alrighty, now entering into the
Ready
match,
for battle.
we do see Aquafina on the Mauga. Ice Storm is on the Hanzo. Wax on the Soldier. Jupiter on, and then we have our regular Ishbra lineup of supports for Jupiter on the Kiriko and Z on the
4, 3,
Lucio.
2,
Now, we do see
objective
a lot more
unlocks in
dive.
30
We are very,
seconds.
very dive heavy. Blue side with the ball. Ball, huge pick. I love playing ball. I'm terrible at it, but I love playing it. Now, with our reveal arrow, we do see that they do have a ball, and we know where he is. And ball does get the drop on Wax brought up. They do have the Suzu to save him there. Ice Storm taking out Mr. Cool Guy with the Hanzo Storm Arrow. Aquafina getting a pick on Soul Reaper, so they are down a support into this fight. They're down a support and as well as a DPS. Their Echoes are going to be back fast because of their movement capabilities, but it doesn't matter because we do take down their other support. Bit of an interesting interaction there with Wax not seeing their Genji and Genji not seeing Wax up until we got the pick on him. Ball did get out, so he might be a bit of an issue with just stalling. Ball and Echo are on this side flank. Jupiter using that Suzu to keep up our Ice Storm, our Hanzo, but it doesn't work. Our Hanzo still goes down, as well as Mr. Cool Guy getting double pick with the Wax and Jupiter here. We are down both supports and a DPS into this fight, which allows them to get the pick on our Mauga. Now we do see a swap from our Beavers. Ice Storm getting off of the Hanzo and going back to a more of a comfort pick with the Junkrat. They'll be getting a good first pick for the fight on their Moira, so that is a support down for this fight. I want to see more aggression if we have a support down. Now we do see Zeppy getting a pick on Mr. Cool Guy, who's brought low by our Mauga. Jupiter getting a pick on the Kiriko, bringing them down to no supports into this fight. Their Moira does get back. Moira does get back, but it's just them and Ball on point. Ball trying to stall and get out with our Mauga chasing. Oh, we need more Trev POV? Got it.
Back in control.
Oh, what a POV. Sorry, Mr. Feed. Bit of an interesting POV there.
Forward spawn loss.
Now, bit of an unfortunate stagger from Wax Junk. Ice Storm is going to have a lot of trouble with this Echo because they're going to be on this high. Never mind, they drop down to the ground, going for the Junkrat ones. And they're immediately taken out of it. Don't run the 1v1s against the Ice Storm. He takes those Junkrat 1v1s. And Ice Storm kills Mr. Cool Guy. They're down their Echo, as well as getting the trap kill on their other DPS. He's running after the support. He gets the pick on their Kiriko. Oh my. I'm glad I'm watching Ice Storm right here. Now, we do have 4 ults. We have been holding them. I think in this next fight, if one ult goes down, the rest of them will, without the rest of this night has been going down. See a big trap from Ice Storm getting the pick on the ball there. As well as they're getting a drop on their Kiriko, but that TP saves them. A bit of auto permanence. They're not telling the rest of their team about the Junkrat, who was just there. So he just gets to get out for free. They don't punish him at all. In fact, their Moira stopped looking at him. Now we do see Wax Junk using their ult, getting some aim hacks here. Does get a pick on their supports, as well as Ice Storm coming back and getting their other support here. Now we hear their ball in top room, but he's just going to be able to get out, so they don't really know where he's going to be headed. Alrighty. And a big tire, getting a pick on a support here. Now we do hear their Genji blading. However, they don't seem to have gotten anyone with it, with Ice Storm getting a pick again on their Echo. Now, we do see Aquafina here playing left click, right click simulator. Getting a pick on their Hiriko. Good pick there. Hopefully we're going to see a cage literally anytime ever. Good trap from Ice Storm there. Holding that ball in place, but we can't punish him long enough. If we aren't looking up at the Echo. And so they're just able to burst us down. Deppy just listening to some. We do see Ice Storm getting another pick on the Echo. Their Echo is gotta be terrified of our Junkrat at this point. And that is actually a Moira ult going out. I'm not sure why there. Their ball is just kind of taking point. But we do manage to get him kind of pinned down. In a bad spot here. But he does manage to get out kind of for free. Soul Reaper does get a pick on our Jupiter, so that is a support down for this fight. We do see Wax going down to their ball. Aquafina trying to hold it out on point, but without his supports there, he just can't. Ice Storm, our goat. Ice Storm, our goat. Ice Storm is a beaver goat. Now he did just get tire, and he immediately rips it. That is what we like to see. Using those ults as soon as we get them. Unfortunately, don't see a kill there with the tire. I saw the attempt, but ripped it just a little too early because that Suzu saved their life. You do see Aquafina getting a pick on their Genji, as well as Wax getting a pick on one of their sports. Ice Storm getting their other sport. It is just the ball and their Echo, but their Echo is no problem for our Junkrat, as we have seen over and over and over. We do see them switching to the Mauga Mimic, but now you're just a big target for our Junkrat, who takes them down, bringing them down, bursting them. Ice Storm doesn't lose. He never loses. Again! I have never seen a Junkrat kill a flying character this many times in a row. He is going insane. I'm glad I'm on him. Getting the melee kill on the Genji. Get Ice Storm in Pro League, honestly. Now we do hear the ball behind us, but we don't care. We're not concerned. Throw a couple bombs that way. I'm concerned about this Echo. Toss some bombs our way. Jumping up, trying to get onto this Echo. Hits her with a bomb directly, allowing for Wax to get the pick. And we see we almost have another tire. He actually doesn't lose. We have another tire here. Let's see when we rip it. Ice Storm in a bit of a bad spot here. But But it doesn't matter. He wins those. And he can rip tires. Getting the pick on the Echo. He doesn't miss. Ice Storm is going insane. Ice Storm going 20-3. Ice Storm, GOAT of all time. He's locked in the cage with a barrel of explosive. Looking for this Moira, gets the Moira.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Lucio.
This Echo just made a grave error. They are in the same lobby as our Junkrat. Trap is triggered, they're stuck in the trap, and that's the bomb kill on the Echo. Oh my god! That's the night! That is the night! Map 2 win
The game.
purely because of Ice Storm. Our Junkrat went crazy. He don't miss. This kid cannot miss. Going insane with the Junkrat. Absolutely crazy. Esperanza 20. I don't even know what it was at the end. It was probably close to 25-3. I think I only saw him die once when I was spectating him. That is outstanding. What a night. What a night. I don't have words. The amount of time that our Junkrat killed a flying character is crazy. They were ruining that Echo's day, ruining that Echo's week. He don't miss. He don't miss. Neo and Mr. Feed are going crazy in the chat. And rightfully so. Your guys' Junkrat was going crazy. Ice Storm, you're a madman. Just like Junkrat. But it worked. It worked. I don't know how. I couldn't tell you how. I couldn't tell you why. But that is going to be the night for us. So gonna go ahead and say thank you for sticking around with the streams. I know the intermissions were probably very long, but I really appreciate you guys sticking around and supporting our Beavers. So that is going to be it for us tonight. I believe I don't know what's streaming on Monday, but Tuesday should be MVEC Val, as well as NECC Rainbow Six the next day on Wednesday. Both of those would be ideally cast by me. I hope should be. But yeah,